Hey, I'm Seth, and I'm going to be showing off my flamethrower sequencer. Um, it started off as basically a little sequencer. This was like the first stage of it, with some visuals so that I could tell what it would look like. And the the sequencer part is custom built. I built it for a different project. It was a different music software thing that is now kind of gone into the abyss. You can zoom in, zoom out, and add and remove notes and make them longer, shorter. Um, that was an old project. It obviously isn't very fancy looking, but it wouldn't take much to make it look nice. Now that I think about it, I mean, I shouldn't use black, like straight black. It's never a good choice, but you know, it's not awful. Anyways, the flamethrowers. Uh, at first, it was just this, and then I wanted to also be able to generate things, and a lot of cool stuff came from that. I'm gonna start off with like the simplest thing to be the hand symbols, where if I generate it for one measure at piece, it gives me that, and if I do like nails did, um, I guess it's too late now, but you get all four fingers or all five, I think. Let's see what it does. It's yeah, all five fingers for a generation length of one measure. You choose both hands, left hand, right hand. Um, but then there were other things, which is what I really wanted to be able to do. Like I'll start off with looper, and actually just juggler. You can generate a right hand circle like so. I'll do a couple of those, and then a left hand circle starting over here. Maybe like a figure eight. And then some, I don't know, tic tac. Oh, well, that's going to be kind of chunky looking. Anyways, oh, and there's Control Z, which was actually quite interesting. I had never made one before. I kind of just wanted to be able to do Control Z, and after doing that, looks like it'll restart in a second. I think, yeah. After doing Control Z, or like one time doing an undo redo thing, I learned that that is very taken uh, for granted. It's actually pretty hard. It's a lot of, if you can imagine keeping track of everything someone does and then making a function to undo it. Um, I mean, it can be easy, but sometimes it's sort of a pain. Anyways, show off a couple other generators and then wrap it up. So juggling speeder up, I'm going to start off with a generation length of 4 measures, which this is 4 measures long, a starting rate of 1/16, an ending rate of 64, and then each note is going to be twice the length of the space it's given, so they'll overlap by like half. You'll see what I mean in a second. Maybe let's go for, why not? Why not just big circle? So, as you can see, is the speed dropping? It doesn't look like the speed's dropping at all. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll do 132. Generate like that. Yeah, there we go. That looks more like a dropping speed. Or increasing speed. So you can see it's going in a circle faster and faster. I tend to prefer figure 8 over circle. There we go. But yeah, it is basically for the sake of making advanced patterns. And you can start to get some pretty interesting things fairly quickly. I'm not doing a very good job of it right now because it's been a while since I've used this program, but if I remember correctly, the most interesting bits, at least in my opinion, were things where like you connect, what do you call it, circles together. So like a big circle and then a big circle and then reverse it. How about halfway through? And then I'll unreverse it and then start doing some figure eights at the same time. and then maybe a little bit of right hand, and then a reverse right hand. So, it starts to look a little bit more interesting when you are doing it logically, not kind of just throwing everything together. And obviously, being able to undo and redo, you can figure out what's going to look nice. But that's pretty much it. Oh, also, pretty interesting. It has its own file extender. So if I save project as, um, actually, documents. If I save it as, how about show, um, it should have a .effigy extension, I think. Yeah, and then I can open it, and there we go. It's right there. There's the one I made while you were watching. Yeah, so that's basically it. Also, a very interesting thing that I had never done before was the proprietary file extension and creating my own thing. In the end, all this really does is shows off flame effects, generates MIDI patterns, and then exports to MIDI so that it can go to some microcontrollers that we had in here, which took MIDI and opened up valves, basically connected to some gas way in the back over there. But it's pretty rad, and I'm going to be using it again this year on another effigy, which will have flamethrowers on the head. It's going to be a giant baby rather than this one, which was a wizard.